Oh, we are.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, being on tour, getting to perform all over the world is the reward for all the hard work that went into making the record.
Yeah.
And we love coming to the Netherlands. In fact, we told our agent, you know, make sure we always have time to come back here because the people are absolutely amazing.
Yeah? What's the difference between playing in the Netherlands and playing at other places?
Well, you know, I really believe people are people. We're all the same. But in the Netherlands, they are just much more comfortable with showing their enthusiasm and their appreciation. You know, sometimes in other places around the world, audiences are just more reserved and they're a little more self-conscious, and it takes a little bit more time, you know, to get them to relax. But as soon as we take the stage here, everybody's like ready for a great time. So it makes it so easy for us. It's inspiring when you're sharing a bill with artists that you really respect.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, it just makes the whole night a great experience for the audience and for the bands too.
Nice. Have you seen any of the other artists that are playing here before?
Not live,
Okay.
just, well, I shouldn't, Ben Poole and I are on the same label, so I'm very familiar with Ben's work, and I've worked with his drummer Wayne Proctor, who's a phenomenal drummer and an incredible producer.
Okay.
So I will tell you a secret, he's producing my next album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. That's a secret for you guys. Don't tell them.
So I've heard that you've been trained as an opera singer,
Yeah.
right? What is your connection to opera music, and how did you make the transition to blues, rock, and soul?
Well, I was always a blues rock singer, but I wanted to get proper training because I knew from a really young age that I wanted to spend my life doing this. And I thought, you know, I better learn how to do it right. Just studying opera seemed to me to make the most sense because these singers put so much demands on their voice night after night. And I thought, okay, you know what, let me see. And my teacher was a Juilliard teacher. It's one of the best schools in New York, and she begged me to go into opera because I had a big range and a lot of power, but I was already writing my own songs.
Yeah.
So I was just, you know, learning how to use my voice properly. That
Are
was
there still
it.
any influences from like opera music in your music?
There is a little bit. There's a couple of moments in a couple of the songs that we do, like Where'd You Sleep Last Night, where I can go into the opera voice, and I only use it when I really feel it helps express the story.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to oversing and, you know, you throw in stuff that isn't really required to get the song across.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of places where I can do it, where it makes sense.
Because I heard the stories in your music are very important to you.
Yeah.
Is that just on the album, or is that also something that you really like feel strongly about live?
Yeah. Well, I consider myself a storyteller before a singer.
Really?
Yeah. And that is how, you know, people talk about, you know, the connection our band has with the audience, and it's really simply because it's about communicating stories about the human experience.
Yeah.
You know, and what makes us all connected in this crazy experience called life that you know, we can't fully understand. So it's a celebration of that, and it's a way to really feel connected with other people.
So is there like really a goal with the storytelling, that you really want people to, do you want to motivate people or connect people or something like that?
That's a great question. You know, for me, it's always about trying to contribute something of value through the art that I produce, which is music.
Yeah.
And I use my voice as the vehicle to that. And if I can help remind people that they're spiritual beings having a human experience, and find the joy in that experience, even through the challenges that we all face, to see that it's all part of the experience.
So what do you mean with spiritual experiences? Is it like a religious thing, or what is it?
Well, I'm not very religious in a traditional sense, but I do believe I'm spiritual in that I believe there's something more to our life than what we can perceive. That there's purpose, in every life, every person has a purpose,
Yeah.
and everyone has value.
Yeah.
And we can celebrate life even through our failures as much as through our triumphs, and being able to look at each other in a compassionate way,
Yeah.
not in a judgmental way.
What is your purpose in life?
I hope that it's to bring joy to other people through music, allowing me to be the storyteller, to help people perhaps perceive themselves in maybe a little more comfortable way or a more positive way than they did before they heard our music.
You're slave to your grave.